and have a high quality education. And then, a lot of times students, when they see things falling down, we want them to own it. We want them to say, I go to a school that looks beautiful. So if you ever get an opportunity and you'd like to one of our schools, please let us know. We'd love to walk you through the campus, share some of the new things that are going on, some of the buildings that are being placed. But I do have Dr. Miranda here that might have a little more information. Here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. Good evening, board. It's an honor to be here this evening and share some information. You actually did a great job already sharing a lot of the great things that are going to happen with this new bond, this measure. Our vision is to provide our students with just safe, the best environments, learning environments possible. And the board, as all of you are aware, the board decided a couple of board meetings back to place this measure on the ballot for November 5th. And so it's really focuses on, facilities improvement. And Mr. Fuentes talked about the need. Let me just reassure you that this is locally controlled funding. So when we get this, the board, the school district will fix and upgrade the older schools. We know we have a lot of schools in our district that are old, in need of upgrading and modernizing. And also, not only that, but what's important for the board of the school district is to ensure that these schools are not just 21st century, but that they're ready for all the career technical ed that opportunities that exist out there. So focus. If you think about Measure G, just, as you mentioned, 2008, we've been able to use quite a bit of those funds to upgrade and modernize our schools. And also, not only that, but what's important to note is we've received about $180 million in matching funds from the state over the last 10 years because of the bond. And there's a bond, I know, on the ballot, Prop 2, that all of you are aware. So we'll be able to tap into those funds using the local bond money. So it's a great opportunity for us. And so we know the need is high in our district. On average 60 years of age for the facilities. We need to upgrade. We need to modernize. We have older roofs. We have electrical systems that need the structure need upgrading, and that is they're outdated. They need to be repaired across the district. So we like to make those permanent. There's a saying in facilities that there's nothing more permanent than a portable, and that's not fair, I think, to our students. We need to get better facilities. And then I mentioned the career technical ed labs, STEAM labs, those things that our students today need for the jobs of tomorrow. And so that, and we appreciate our residents. It's about, so the cost is, if you think about it, the cost is about, on average, now some taxpayers pay more, some will pay less depending on the value of their house, but on average it's about $100 a year. So when you think about that, it's actually less than $10 a month they would cost the average resident, the average. There are a lot of projects that we're considering, again, but the focus has to be the health and safety of our students, number one. Ensure that the schools are health. It's a safe environment. Without safety, kids cannot learn. We know that. In order to get to those levels of achievement that we're shooting for, they have to require a lot of investment from the school district. And what's really critical is our students with disabilities. We got to provide opportunities for them. I visited classrooms this morning, visiting quite a bit of our facilities with students with special needs, and there's more and more need. So we need to ensure that our students invest. And of course, repair the older classrooms is important, and make our schools look beautiful. Our kids deserve beautiful schools. It makes an impact. I know our residents want our schools to be beautiful, curb appeal. We've been focusing on that. We're a long way there. Project list that's available to the community on our website. If you go to our website, www.cgsd.net, you'll see on the tab, it's a new website. We're still working on it, but it's a new website that we just rolled out. You'll be able to go to Measure BB. You'll be able to get some more facts and information about the measure and also the project list. So if you want information on that, let me just talk a little bit about the fiscal accountability, because that's important. There's an oversight, just like there is for Measure G. that is made up of community members. In fact, Mr. Grosich is part of Measure G oversight. So to ensure that the fiscal accountability is maintained, and not only that, but that we spend the dollars on our facilities. It doesn't go to admin or it doesn't go back to the state or admin salaries. It's all about the facilities. So we're held accountable by Prop 39 to ensure that those funds are, there's fiscal accountability. And then the last thing I'll say about the measure is, everybody, or if you're not aware, Prop 2, again, I mentioned that earlier, but I think it's worth mentioning that the state bond is different from the local bond. We're not guaranteed those dollars that the state will get from if the bond passes in November. So we can't rely on it because it's local control funding for our school district. And so we will get in line for the matching funds like we've done. And we will do that, but they're not guaranteed funds from the state, even if that bond passes. So that's very important because, again, we control locally the dollars and how we spend the dollars, the school board and all that. So that's some information from all of you. But again, you can go to the website, www.cjsd.net, and you can click on Measure BB. I will be out at a lot of community events, Rotaries, Kiwanis, city council meetings, and talking about this measure. So anyway, so with that, before I know you want to this evening, but I think you want to
let me share
this up.
Let me close this up real quick. So if any of you are interested in like a yard sign or something to help us promote this to our communities, there is a website also. It's www.yesonbb.net. www. And yes on BB is all together. Yesonbb.net. If you want to give us some support with the cause to help us get this promoted and get this out there to our residents, because not a lot of people will know about it if we don't help each other. Because we want, like Dr. Miranda said, we want quality schools. We want our schools to look great. We want our students to be proud of the school that they go to. But the infrastructure of our schools, they're 60 plus older, and they're kind of falling apart. And what we've done with the 2008 Measure G, we've done a lot to our some of our schools. We've had alumni that used to go to some of the high schools because we kind of worked on the high schools, and they said it doesn't look the same. It looks different. It looks really nice, really good. So like I said, if any of you would like a tour of any of our schools, please let us know, and we'll be glad to take you on a tour so you can check out the schools and what's being done, what's been done, and what we want to do. So again, yesonbb.net, www.yesonbb.net. And some of you will probably get a flyer like this at home in the mail. And if you do, take a look at it. It has more information on it. And I'm going to end with that, and I'm going to have Dr. Miranda also invite you to something.
Absolutely. Thank you. I wanted to also take this opportunity, since I don't get out here too often, is to invite the BMAC and the community to our next community cabinet. It's something that we're really proud of at Colton. We bring our partners, our educational partners, some stakeholders, right, to the communicate the programs that we offer in our district. It's a great opportunity to connect with us, other folks. We have a lot of people from city council, businesses that attend, educators. So it's a great event. Our next event is, and I'm going to leave these cards in the back, and I'll give we can give them some cards here. There's a QR code there so you can register. So we'll make it easier for all of you. So we're going to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, right? And so it's going to be a great celebration. We're going to have our Bloomington High School and Grand Terrace High School Folklorico groups perform. And then also our amazing equity coordinator, Dr. Nari Clark, is going to talk about what the district is doing in terms of meeting the needs of our students in terms of equity. They just came back from Footsteps to Freedom Tour. We took, but celebrating what the district is doing in providing opportunity for people to network, meet other folks, and you see what's going on with the district and all the wonderful things that are happening. So I'm gonna, we just gave a card. You can scan this. we have a lot of people attending, so try to register early. If you, I am not a charro, I'm not a mariachi, but there's a video out there too. If you follow District Instagram, if you follow Cont on Instagram, you can see the video that's out promoting this event that we're really proud of, to bring the community together to celebrate our Hispanic heritage, which again, I'm a Mexican American. My parents immigrated from Mexico. So I'm proud to serve in a community that is over 90% Latino, Hispanic. So we got to ensure that we celebrate their culture and the traditions, or my culture and tradition, not just because it's me, but it's going to be a great celebration for us on the 10 to 12. So it's not a whole day event. It's a couple of hours. So please, if you can, come, and we'd be happy to see you there.
And if you want more information, you can go to the website, or if you follow me on Facebook, Israel Fuentes. Just go ahead and put my name in there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever they call it now, Threads, and you'll find more information about the cabinet also. So thank you once again for giving us the opportunity to come out this evening and share a little bit about what's going on at Colton Joint Unified. Thank you.
Questions? I actually have two questions. One, on the project list, is that kind of like an ongoing list of like the projects that you're doing in the district? Is that what that list is, or?
It is. It's a combination of an ongoing, asking them at the sites, what are the big needs at their sites? So it's a fluid and it changes, but we do have a priority list that we've been working off for a long time, and this just adds to that list.
As far as the money, like let's say you guys get the money, how is that money like going to be dispersed? Are you looking at just which portables need it the most? Is it going to be, a little for this school, a little for that school?
Yeah, no, great question. So let me just explain too that if the bond passes, or when it does, stay positive, we don't get the whole money, the $225 million at once. It's we have to, which depending on the market conditions, then we decide. We'll usually issue it out in series, like we did with Measure G. So we'll do like perhaps $30 to $40 million at a time, depending on the values of our the evaluation of our district, and also interest rates. So I work with a team of people to decide how we go out and sell it. So, for example, Measure G, just to give you an example, we still have funds there that we're going out to the market. So that's Measure G is 2008. So it does take time for us to get the funds to the district in series. We go start with A, B, C, and so forth. And so the priority of the list, it's kind of twofold, two factors. Once we get out to the community and ask what are the school board, and say this is what the community wants, and then the board makes a decision on and tells us these are the projects we want you to go ahead and go first. And so then we work off that list. So it's a process. Right in the process right now of gathering that information and data. We got about 700 responses from the survey about what are the needs. So we from the community and from the district staff and teachers and everybody, students too, from students, what they want to see, right? Like, for example, they're all into gaming and esports, so we got some cool responses. So we want to make sure that it's a collaborative process. It's not just district people telling, deciding what is needed. And so we definitely are getting a lot of input and a lot of great responses.
I want to thank Gary and Angela, because you're on the Measure G bond committee. And so you get all that information. So I was there on the Measure D bond committee meeting the other day, and they were sharing with us all the new stuff that has been brought. But that's why we have that Measure Bond Committee, or the Measure Committees, so that they can see where the projects that are need priority, they'll kind of say, okay, where this money go for this, where the money going for this, and there'll be a long report. They get a whole report on what's going on. Our facilities director always presents a PowerPoint with some of the stuff that's kind of going on. Recently, like I don't know if you've been to Mary B. Lewis, they got a whole brand new playground and a beautiful playground. We got rid of all that mulch or stuff that we used to put in there. Now it's a whole rubber style, heat resistant type of flooring that goes in there. And even the playground equipment is heat resistant. So, because we know that Bloomington does not get, it gets really hot. And when that equipment is too hot for the kids, they don't get on it. So we even put a shade over it now. So things like that are happening in the district. And that's the reason why we have these measure bond committees, so that we have people from we have residents that are part of these committees, business owners, residents, et cetera, so that we are